Skubal is on the mound. Called strike 3. Chisholm goes down on 3 pitches.
All right, baseball fans. We got some serious development happening in the WBC. Some of these storylines could completely change how the rest of the tournament plays out. Team USA might lose one of its most important pitchers. The Dominican Republic just delivered another dominant performance and secured a spot in the quarterfinals. We're starting to get a clearer picture of how the elimination scenarios could shape the bracket going forward. But the biggest headline right now revolves around Tarik Skubal, because the ace of the Detroit Tigers is expected to leave Team USA and return to Tigers camp. That decision has sparked a huge conversation across the baseball world. Some fans understand it, some fans don't like it, and others think it raises bigger questions about how MLB teams and international baseball tournaments coexist. At the same time, the Dominican Republic national baseball team is starting to look exactly like the powerhouse everyone expected. They just crushed Israel, powered by a massive grand slam from Fernando Tatís Jr. His grand slam was completed with one of the most electric bat flips we see in this tournament. So today we're breaking down why Tarik Skubal is leaving Team USA, why the Dominican Republic might be the most dangerous team in the tournament, and how the WBC bracket is starting to take shape. Let's get into it. Let's start with the story that's getting the most attention right now, Tarik Skubal. If you follow the MLB closely, you already know how dominant Skubal has become. He's one of the top left-handed pitchers in the game. He's the ace of the Detroit Tigers rotation. And when he's on the mound, hitters have a very hard time figuring him out. So when Team USA assembled its roster for the WBC, having Skubal available was a big deal. But now it looks like that run might come to an end. Skubal is expected to leave Team USA and return to Tigers camp. What makes this situation interesting is how honest Skubal has been about it. He admitted that this decision hasn't been easy. In fact, he said something that really caught the attention of baseball fans. He said he didn't expect the emotions of the tournament to affect the way they have. He said it's been hard to walk away. And that actually makes a lot of sense because the WBC is different from anything else in baseball. In the MLB, you're playing for your team, your city, and your organization. But in the WBC, you're playing for your country. The crowds are louder, energy is different, the games feel bigger. The emotional connection between players and fans become extremely powerful. That's why players like Shohei Ohtani and Juan Soto seem to thrive in this environment. It's baseball with a World Cup atmosphere. From Detroit's perspective, the decision is pretty understandable. The Tigers are relying on Skubal to lead their pitching staff this season. He's one of the most important players on their roster. And if anything were to happen to him during the tournament, it could affect their entire season. So bringing him back to camp isn't necessarily about taking something away from Team USA. It's about protecting one of the franchise's most valuable players. Now let's talk about the team that might be playing the best baseball in the entire tournament right now. The Dominican Republic. They just delivered a 10-1 victory over Israel, and the game really wasn't close. From the start, the Dominican lineup looked dangerous. Pitchers were struggling to find a way through the order, and once the offense started rolling, the runs came quickly. Biggest moment of the game came when Fernando Tatís Jr. stepped to the plate with the bases loaded. Now, if you know Tatis, you know he lives for moments like this. Big stage, high energy, crowd roaring. But what did he do? He crushed a grand slam. But the moment didn't end there. After launching the ball deep into the stands, Tatis delivered a crazy backflip that immediately became one of the most talked about moments of the tournament. And honestly, that's part of what makes the WBC so fun. The emotion, the celebrations, passion. Players are expressing themselves in ways we don't see during the MLB season. Now that pool play is progressing, fans are starting to look ahead at the bracket because the WBC format creates some interesting elimination scenarios. Some teams are already on the verge of advancing. Others are fighting just to stay alive. And one bad game can completely change everything. If teams like the Dominican Republic continue winning, they could enter the knockout stage with serious momentum. At the same time, other powerhouse teams like the United States and Japan are trying to position themselves for the best possible matchup. When the quarterfinals begins, every game becomes win or go home. That's when the pressure reaches another level. Baseball fans are already imagining what some of these games might look like. US versus Dominican Republic, Japan versus Dominican Republic, US versus Japan. Any of those matchups will feel like a championship level game. And honestly, we might see more than one of them before the tournament ends. So when you look at everything happening right now in the WBC, it's shaping up to be an incredible tournament. Tarik Skubal's decision to leave Team USA highlights how complicated these international competitions can be for MLB players. At the same time, teams like the Dominican Republic are proving just how dangerous they are. And moments like Fernando Tatís Jr.'s grand slam and bat flip remind us why the WBC has become such a special event for baseball fans around the world. And the crazy part, we're still only in the early stages of the tournament. But now I want to hear from you. Do you think Team USA can still win a WBC without Tarik Skubal? Is the Dominican Republic the most dangerous team in the tournament? And which team do you think is winning it all? Drop your predictions in the comments. And if you like baseball coverage like this, make sure to subscribe because we're following the entire WBC all the way to the championship. See you guys on the next one.